Hey Huskies, can we talk? I know, I love a song reference, but for real, let's talk. Let's talk money, 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 money. I know as a student, affording tuition, food, commuting, social activities, and housing can be such a burden. And if you're a full-time student, that work-life balance seems almost impossible at times. But the truth is, the bills don't pay themselves as much as we would like them to. So we have to find a way to work around it. But guess what, friends? Scholarships and awards, they're a thing. So I took to the GBC streets to find out wagwan. Do we even know about these opportunities? And this is what you guys had to say. P.S. Some of these interviews were done outside, so you might hear a little wind.
My name's Adam Ishaq.
So the question is, did you know about any student awards and scholarships?
I've heard about it, but right now I'm trying to find out the one I would be eligible to apply for.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Chris Ward. I'm in the Community Worker Accelerated program at George Brown College. So I did receive the email, which sounded very positive, and I was interested, but then I quickly realized I probably don't qualify just because of my income tax bracket, but it certainly is nice to know, and they were preemptive about sending that information out to everyone so they can take advantage.
My name is Jasondeep Singh. I don't really know much about the scholarships and award programs here, but my professor told me about those that it will be really helpful in the future for us.
Okay, so you can find them on the website, like I said.
My name is Eliza. I do not know about the scholarships available.
Hi, my name is Jolene Stennett. I'm in the Community Worker Accelerated program here at George Brown. I'm aware of some of the awards and scholarships. I don't know all of them, but while I was completing my OSAP application, there was some information available to us that we could sort of make a decision on what we wanted to pursue.
So it's a mixed bag, but Huskies, don't worry. If you go to georgebrown.ca/awards and scholarships, you can find scholarships or awards or bursaries that will meet your needs. And yes, guys, all the requirements are there. It's a really simple process and the instructions are pretty clear. So please, before applications close on September 30th, apply, apply, apply. There are scholarships and awards for everyone. Also, fun fact, and you can find this on the website, you only need to fill out your student profile. So basic information, budget, and essays once per academic year to be considered for several awards such as college-wide and divisional awards. You can reuse the same student profile, however, you are required to resubmit the college-wide awards application and divisional awards application each time to be considered. So don't miss out on the opportunity to save and be awarded for all your hard work. Just give me my money, as the TikTok people would say. So guys, don't miss out your opportunity. Also, on another note, but on the same topic of finance, how have we been managing our money? We asked some of you for advice, and this is what you had to say.
Wow, that's a tough thing to do these days because the cost of living is so high, and we really have to make it stretch as students. Just try to be efficient as possible with your schedule. Try to build a timetable so you're not having to come in for just part of a day if you're traveling from far away. Try to make sure you're packing your own lunches and not spending too much money on takeaway and coffees and stuff like that. And network with your friends. Learn, get little advice here and there to see what they're doing in order to make things easier.
If I were to give some advice to students about budgeting, I would say maybe get an agenda and then, write down the different days where you might have to go grocery shopping or you might have to, you're going out for dinner with friends and just kind of putting that in. And maybe at the end of the weeks, like on Fridays, you want to say how much money you want to save or how much money you want to spend, or at the beginning of the week, rather, that might be more valuable.
I think my biggest piece of advice would be to create a monthly budget at best. If you're up for it, a weekly budget, but a monthly budget is probably best, where you prioritize your bills or, your spending money, if that's the case, groceries and things like that, and always set aside a little something for yourself so that you're not tempted to dip into your budget because you want to have some fun. Once you've hit the limit of your fun budget, that's it. You have to restrict yourself. If you go over, then you have to restrict the next month's budget. You can't constantly go over and just be okay with it. Setting a budget, you do it for a reason, and so you should always stick to it, follow it, and you'll find that it works. You can
go ahead, state your name and your
program. Okay, my name is Rocky, and my program is C101 Community Worker / Social Work. How I would advise people to manage their finances is, cut your code according to your size and kind of live within your means. Don't, for instance, you know how much you're making, right? And you know how much you're getting. I feel like if you know that your expenses are too much, I feel like you should work on a budget and make sure you don't exceed your budget monthly, because that's something that works for me. I always try not to exceed my budget monthly because I'm an international student and the bill is crazy. Yeah. So I try my best to always, cut my code according to myself. I don't buy unnecessary things, and also cut down fast food. If you do not buy fast food, trust me, you're good. And if you don't excess shopping, things you don't need, just buy things you need for the meantime. It's just, it's I don't know how to put it. It's just for the meantime. It's not forever, right? We're not always going to be here, and we're not always going to be students. So I feel like the meantime, we have to make sacrifices. So that's one of the sacrifices that you have to make. Always just live within your means, and trust me, people that see us, and if nobody see that we're trying, we know we're trying, and we give ourselves our flowers. So that's it.
Amen.
Yeah.
I also want to encourage you guys to make use of the many affordable and free, we do love the free, resources on campus, such as student events. Chances are, if an event is happening, there's free food and prizes to be won. The Students Association always has the hookup in that regard, and you can follow them on Instagram so you know when something is happening, what day of the week, and what time. Also, there's the Good Food Market that's held every Thursday, where you can get fresh produce for really, really affordable prices. Trust me, I'm there. And they have an email list as well, so you can always email them so you can get your stuff, even if you're going to have a class, that you can go and collect them afterwards. Also, the culinary school makes amazing lunches and really sweet treats. They're the bomb. Trust me, I have a sweet tooth. So feel free to walk on by and get something affordable, nutritious, and also support your fellow Huskies while you're at it. There's also the front desk that has flyers and pamphlets with information on discounts that you have access to as a GBC student. Take your lunch with you, warm it up in the students' lounge, bring a water bottle, and fill it up at one of the many filling stations to save. And also, guys, don't feel bad for making use of the free stuff. You work hard, you pay your tuition, you're a student. The resources are there for you. So that's it from me, guys. And don't be shy to talk to me if you see me on campus. And if you have any topics or issues you want to talk about, just drop my producer an email at claire.whitehead@georgebrown.ca. So until next week, walk good.